So let's see who is going to win this pistol round. It's going to be a full rush on the B bomb side. Tati doing a lot of work for the CTs, but it's already replied on. Riley now, the only one standing inside the B bomb side. She gets some support, but a tiny bit too late. Bloody Elf goes down to Jinjin as well. She's already stepping up with 3 kills. She's the raid boss with a Tech 9, and Tika, her counterpart, she's inside the site now. She knows that she's in a very bad position. The terrorists are all over the place. One on the right, one on the left. What is he supposed to do? There is nothing that she can do. Shifty comes around and makes it 1-0.
Yeah, again, Jinjin with the Tech 9 and armor gets handed that responsibility and just does absolute wonders. Finds herself a triple kill and an assist and pretty much turn the round on its head alone. We will see the pistols come back. Obviously, last time we did actually see them win this round. They won this before, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did it again. But 3 rifles, an SMG, and Jinjin actually just going to buy up head armor here and go for that AWP probably a little bit earlier than expected.
Yeah, and Tika on the other side saving for the AWP as well. So we've got both teams preparing themselves for the first rifle round already. Now, a little surprise shift here, having some trouble against DSH and going down as well. A very good start for the CTs. DSH gets her hands on the Galil. Now, if she were to push back into A, she would be greeted by 3 terrorists who are already planting the bomb over there. The CTs are trying to make this retake happen. Nice sound of the Mech 10, really well done. Cal Rose with the 2 kills.
Oh.
Now she goes down though, but it's done enough damage. Kelly keeps it in the balance for the terrorists, making it a 1v1 again. Riley pushing for the kill. Kelly's Galil is not gonna hit it. Oh my god, they did it again. Oh, the bomb is ticking quite fast. Can we see the screen again?
That's pretty damn close. I think she must have it.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
Just about.
I think she picked up a defuse kit. Did they have one?
No, she
No,
didn't. So
they
she
didn't?
did just 10-second defuse that out. But again, it seems like they had the positions there. I thought Kelly was going to take that. The spray wasn't quite able to connect. Also, the scary thing, there is no head armor actually for the CT player. So one shot there would have been all it takes.
Yeah.
But bomb down does mean that they can force straight back in. Obviously, we saw this in the last map where it did go backwards and forwards for a little bit. Still in love with those gloves, but here we go. Double AK, couple of SMGs and a Tech 9 again. And while on the other side, not too much different. A couple more rifles in play, but we don't have too much utility, only really Bloody Elf.
Yeah, it's about dealing damage right now, just as much as planting a bomb and winning it. Now, Nastia with the first one onto Tati. The CT's already on the rotation. 2 players around the B bomb site and 2 coming in from middle, but they're going to be pushed by Hellrose. And that aggression, it never stops. She's going insane. DSH goes down and she's already thinking about pushing out there again. This time she's punished for it. 3v4 now, 2v4 coming up.
And they're going to want to boost back into that vent at some point to get the AK back. Of course, we do have Riley with 1, but it doesn't actually look like they're going to be able to retrieve that. Obviously, they do still keep the 2, but there was still more in play, and that's a much better round coming out from Team Heaven. Of course, we could see the Force by Saga, the sort of Revenge of the Sith sort of thing, with Reason trying to come back in with some more pistols, but it doesn't look like they're going to go for too much. They will drop a few P250s off the back of Riley's economy, but apart from that, it is just going to be another farming outing for the T side as they try and make themselves some more money.
Yeah, and the start on the T side, it is a slightly tiny bit T-sided map. It's like 51% to 49 if you look at the statistics. So it's okay for Team Heaven to have that good start. It's not really that big of a problem for Reason if they get a streak somewhere down the line, but they have to make it a streak so their economy is going to be healthy enough.
Yeah, that is the reason most maps that are relatively balanced are slightly T-sided. It's just economy game. Like you can see games go way out of control when you're not able to build that economy up. That's why you talk about Dust 2. I think it's something like 40 or 54 to 46 or something ridiculously close. Like literally 1 round is the difference, like an 8-7. But here we go. DS is going to be the first one to find a kill. So $300 investment already remade back and dropping a rifle in turn. However, the push it is coming in. A lot of damage being done, actually. They're now down to just low health with 5 and 13 on a couple of players. These pistols could do so much. And, well, the bomb is now alone. Nastia, luckily the one with HP, is returning this to some normality as she finds a triple kill. But what on earth is with Reason and these pistols? They're able to do so much.
And they have magnetic pistols, I'm pretty sure of it. Shifty on 13, Heroes on 5. So Bloody Elf could still do some decent damage, even though the chances of her winning the round are almost down to 0. Team Heaven is taking defensive positions here. Harrows and Shifty on A main. Nasty is going to be the first line of defense here at the red container. And obviously, Bloody Elf. Why would she hold back? He's going for it, and Harrows is there to capitalize. 3-1 in favor of Team Heaven.
Even with 5 HP, Harrows still goes for the peak.
Yeah.
Just no fear at all. It is a very good thing. You see a lot of players that are like, well, obviously when Cloud9 had their little bit of limelight when they were winning against some top teams, you saw Freakazoid. He has no fear. It was just, okay, I'm just going to run into the site and I will take someone down. And you will not expect me to do it every single round, but I will.
Yeah. And that is, especially if your team can handle that as well, because they know we've got that really aggressive player. If we accompany that player with a more defensive player, he can make it so much more effective. And that's exactly what Team Heaven is trying to do as well with Hellrose. She's usually accompanied by somebody. And of course, they will mop up those 3 frags in the anti-eco already. No question about that. But what could Reason change? Would you change something at this stage of the game, or would you just stick to the plan for now until it's 7 rounds in, or
well,
maybe 8?
I don't actually think they've had a 4-buy yet. The only one they even came close to was that sort of buy after they managed to win a round with pistols. So it was more what they picked up than actually bought up. So the problem is their economy just got wrecked so early on. Antika looks like she may be trying to save this dig, but I'd hope she'd have enough money to buy the AWP. That seems like the reason for this eco. And I wouldn't say that they should be too worried just yet, because as I said, they really haven't had a 4-buy, and this will be it. If things don't go right here, then maybe you could think, okay, we could react a little bit, but I'd say changing too much could actually be a detriment to your side, especially when the scoreline is nowhere near getting out of control yet. They could win this round. They're already back straight into the game. Yeah,
so obviously, as you said, they haven't played a first rifle round yet, so we are going to see the big clash coming up. Antika with the AWP against Jin. Antika is currently at Speedway, if I'm not mistaken, or is that at the A-bomb side? And Jin already caught some damage. Shifty though, threw the smoke onto Tati. Really surprised a frag, but Bloody Elf was there with her, so the CT still have control over B. Now the terrorist falling back, trying to figure out what to do.
And that, well, a little bit of bad luck, but the aggression is not paying off. This is, again, quite a common position to be played. They should check this, although we'll have the early peek, and Shifty is going to get refragged, so not the worst start in the world. Elf has to be careful. She's in a very aggressive position and could actually be stuck, because Jin looks like she's holding the angle. It's actually going to be Kelly who finds the frag. Obviously, we still have that P90 in play onto Hellrose, so there's still a run-and-gun possibility. And well, there's actually nobody on the B side at the moment, and the push is actually coming in towards A. Bit of a missed shot to start things off, not going to help things out. P90 somehow still alive. How does Hellrose get that kill? And that Molotov has landed perfectly. Hellrose finds another, and she has just played big in this round. It will be back to a close scenario with Riley with a chance, but it's still going to be a 2v0 as mid-sentence Jin completely destroys my point.
Yeah, she already held that angle before the second peak came around. It was almost impossible to win that 2v1 anyway. With an M4 against an AWP, if you win that fight, okay, it's maybe not so much you being good, but the AWP player being maybe also not so good.
Yeah, and she needed to find the kill quickly, because she saw her initially and actually caught her off guard. If she'd found the kill then, sure, she had a chance.
Yeah.
But after that initial engagement, Jin was just ready. And look at Hellrose, she's looking to get some eco frags here. That's already quite a few. 3 for her, 1 for her teammate. Elf will trade 1 back, but that is why it's called the Pro 90. Spray and pray, 4 kills, and she still hasn't traded that up since, what, the 3rd or 4th round by?
It's glued to her hands.
Yeah.
She won't give it up anytime soon, I think. At least until she dies. Oh, all right. There she is. Well, they build up so much money, it wouldn't actually make sense if she kept that P90 there. She's got 1100 even after the buy, so.
Here we go, aggression again from Hellrose. They can't do anything about it. We've seen a change come out from the CT side as they do pick up the double AWP. Already we see that push coming in, a nice amount of damage. The nade, not quite going to dunk, but already we have 2 players low on that CT side, and already we see just a change of heart from Team Heaven, and so far it's looking like this more Angel pick style of play is working very well from them. Tati, though, decent position, looks away, but will find the frag onto Hellrose, who doesn't check her corners properly. needed to go around and find that one, but unfortunately she's going to fall. And in the meantime, we see another kill come in. Low players are there, but still it's a 2 versus 4, and you expect Reason at least to take this round.
Yeah, the double AWP set up by the CTs, Reason changing it up already, and well, it seems like it pays off so far. Shifting Kelly still have a fair chance at winning this round, and Tika is the only one defending the A bomb set, and if she misses one shot or gets killed instantly, oh, she's not doing that at all. So I curse myself, and Tika wins the round for Reason Gaming. They have their second round on the CT side, and it's about time. A 6-2. That was about to get out of hand.
Yeah, that was a expensive way of doing it, of course. They had to go for that double or pick play style, but it is a little bit worrying, though, because that round really changed when they found that kill onto Hellrose, and that was because of an off angle. That's not something that will work again. Like, they have to find something else to find these kills. Of course, you could go for different aggressions, find different positions, but look at this quick play. It looks like they're just going to go barreling into the B site with a aggression from mid as well. I'm not sure what's going on as Riley not actually pushed far enough through Z to spot them out. This does mean that the smokes are going to be able to rain in. The counter nades have come, and there comes Elf finding one, but quickly Kelly's there with the trade. Hellrose, she's going to go pushing straight through the smoke. I wouldn't expect anything less, but neither does Elf.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Hellrose has to switch it up now. I think, yeah, she did well in the first 6 rounds for Team Heaven, but now it's time to stop it, at least for a few more rounds, so the CTs can forget about it, you know. Sometimes you have to grieve and then can go back again. But the CTs are still not out of this round. Third frag for Bloody Elf. Shifty and Kelly try to hold on to the bomb, but the CTs are coming in from 2 different directions.
Needed to find that kill, Kelly. She will tap away, but in the meantime, the bomb should be able to be defused, and just tried to pull out a grenade there. I think she thought she'd done enough damage that she could find that kill with a frag. Unfortunately, well, she didn't expect a re-peek, and Tika, the ballsy player, it has to be said. 13 HP going for a peek against potentially an AK just holding. But this is the sort of problem at the moment for the CT side. So many rounds won by the Ts. They're still coming back with buys, and Hellrose still has over 6 grand, and they've just had to rebuy twice in a row. So it is sort of showing how clean those rounds actually were. Hellrose does actually get caught out, and that was, again, that was the changing point where she goes down for not checking something or going too aggressive, and that's sort of the flip side of Shui 2K. He's the best example for this, because he goes running through smoke. Sometimes it's amazing. Other times they get knocked out because he's bottom fragging. Indeed.
So Team Heaven with that heavy investment, and they will probably be able to buy in the next round as well. They have 6 and 4K on 2 players. The loser bonus is stacking up, so the rest of the squad will be able to buy up, and then the loser bonus is stacking up even more, so they might even be able to buy out the whole half now, except for one force buy they have to.
Oh no!
And that miss by Antigua, but there she goes. She's completely surrounded though. Why didn't they have anyone to support her with? And the A-bomb set is falling apart. Bloody Elf is holding onto it with the alive. Now the CTs are coming back thanks to Tati picking up 2 kills. It's Shifty on her own against the rest of the CTs. She's got the smoke to work with, but only 24 HP. She thinks that, well, I don't have a chance. I have to rush through it.
Again, in an after-plant position, we see Hellrose run through a smoke. She ran straight through and got taken down, and that, again, comes to a point where you have to say, on train, we actually saw them get the bomb down. They fell back into after-plant positions. Why are they not doing this here? That seems to be a big hole in their game at the moment, where they feel like they are the better team, and they're almost trying to, like, just implement themselves on the other team, like, we will crush you. And at the same time, they've let Reason back in. They've let them build up some money. And, well, they're actually getting close to the board. As you said, loss bonus has built up, so they probably will be able to continue this streak of buys. But that's now, what, 3 rounds in a row? And they've got to be a little bit careful here now.
Definitely Bloody Elf being careful. Oh, that wasn't her. That was Tati picking up the kill. So good support by Reason. Now Bloody Elf chiming in with their own. And, yeah. Tati, again, from within the bomb site. Good crossfire setup. Riley's coming in as well. And Tati with her 3rd. So Reason having different players stepping up as well now, so it's getting really, really dangerous.
That was quite a frustrating round, I have to say, just because they had utility to use, and they didn't use it. They didn't smoke off the CT position at all, and it was just like, oh, well, my name's Bloody Elf, I'm going to destroy you, because you're just leaving it open for an AWP player. You can't do that. You can't give them free roam, even if you think you win that aim duel, because it's just too much of a risk. And that one smoke could have allowed them the site, the bomb plant. And you can see now the effects it's having as Shifty is onto an MP7. And they're going to try it again.
Yeah, and again, no smoke. And Bloody Elf running in some trouble. Good flashes by her teammate. She runs in the wall without noticing. And Tati is not able to keep her alive this time around. Riley is already there, so really good heads-up rotation by Reason. Riley with another one. Tati still working inside the bomb site. And Nasty with the only one inside the bomb site for the terrorists is Shifty alone. And quad kill for Riley. So, as I said, they have different individuals stepping up now. When Riley is needed, she's there. When Tati is needed, she's there. Bloody Elf, she's there. Antika had a 4K as well. So, everyone is there.
Well, yeah, and the other thing to mention is the fact that we've gone from 6-1 to 6-all. So, a nice comeback from Reason. They've kept their mentality. They've just fought back into this one. But it does have to be said, Heaven, they seem to be making some more mistakes now. It's not just they're able to run and gun. Hellrose has definitely fallen off a little bit here. And again, they just go running into that site. I understand the idea. The idea is the fact that you get the frag and then you smoke it so that then you can just cross. But it's so easy to just bounce a smoke. Like, if I can do it, they can do it. That's the way I look at it. So they should be smoking off the positions and then going into the site. That's what a sort of planned take is. Whereas if you see a sort of more aggressive style of team, yeah, they'll try and find those frags. But the second those frags stop coming, their strategy falls apart.
Yeah. Because it's actually not that much of a strategy.
No.
It's just more of a game plan itself. Now, we've got Team Heaven still buying up. Of course, the loser bonus is stacking up now. We've got 4 AKs and a Galil. But the lack of grenades, that is maybe not so much a problem for them because they didn't use them too much anyway, but they might want to use them, as you just pointed out. Jin with the headshot onto Riley, though, so a good start for the terrorists, even though Shifty is down to 4 HP. Now they will wrap around the A bomb set, and they have one player at Squeaky Door. The CTs with 2 inside. It's Antika and Bloody Elf. They get 1 frag each, 1 from middle, 1 from behind. DSH going to work as well. 2 kills for her, and it's all over already.
Yeah. Again, they were all pushing sort of from one angle there. It did kind of close them out. The nades were not really used. The other thing is I don't feel like this style of play really fits into Jinjin's style. Like we saw on Train, they were slowing things down, allowing her to get these picks with the AWP. And they're going for such aggressive pushes that, yeah, she found the entry kill there with the AK. But for starters, she hasn't been able to afford an AWP because they've crushed their own economy.
Yeah.
But also, like, even if she did, you can't just go running in with an AWP. It doesn't work unless, well, unless you're really, really lucky, or you can just go for that sort of aggressive play. So, well, back to Tech 9s. We are seeing the push coming in. Antika is going to find one, but DS will actually be traded. So we're back to a 3 versus 3. Antika has actually managed to get back into A main, though, and this could be a nice position for the retake. However, Jinjin going aggressive once more. We will see the boost come into play. Missed shot. That could have changed the round in itself. And, well, now it's 2 players trying to retake with AWPs. The only way that the T's will lose this round is by over-aggression or by some 5-7 madness.
And neither of that is happening. Kelly and Jinjin with the frag, so Team Heaven is back again after a lengthy Reason streak. If we can bring up the scoreboard real quick and show you how the rounds unfolded. It has been a one-sided half so far, but one-sided for both sides. At first it was Team Heaven, now it was Reason. Now let's see how it ends.
Yeah, and a lot of money has to go back into getting this double AWP set up once more. We do have Jinjin with the free AWP. Nothing better than a free AWP. But aggression again. Kelly this time finds the first frag, but it's Bloody Elf winning the duel of the AWP. So again, you go for this fast play. Jinjin gets caught out. She's peeking into the angles. The push will come in. That nade should get the frag in the end, and it will. Hellrose finding some more. She's been a little bit quiet in the last few rounds. I see Hellrose there. She reacted. She was going to push through that smoke and went, actually, this hasn't worked. I'm going to stop doing that.
Maybe she's got a warning system now. There's too much gray on your screen. Stop walking. Unbind W. Antika is unbinding Kelly for now, so it's a 3v3 retake. Hellrose, though, she keeps working on DSH, and that is really beneficial for her teammates. She is holding down that first initial approach, and the CTs can't cross her. Hellrose with a triple kill, so if she stays alive, she can have that impact in the end.
Well, that is one of the most frustrating things, is that you see a player do something so many times, and then they finally don't do it, and they win the round, and you think, If you'd realized that 3 rounds ago, we could have seen a completely different half. But
the hindsight.
Yeah, hindsight. That's pretty much it. Like we have the overview where we could say, like, okay, we pick out the fact that Hellrose goes through the smoke, and then the round falls apart.
Yeah.
And then you can see the point where she doesn't do it, and it's like, okay, now, but that's useless to them at this point because they've now switched side. That's the end of the half. Obviously, we can see the few picks. This was nice. Just the spray control and the spray and pray.
Yeah. And actually, the highlight we saw of Antika, the triple kill, that was the second round that Reason Gaming got, and that started everything. Then we had a quad kill by Bloody Elf. Now we have Tati with a triple, I think. No, that was Riley with a quad. And then it was Tati in between with a triple. So they had a lot of individuals carrying them through that very, very rough part of the game. So in the end, a good half for both teams. I think everyone can work with that.
Yeah, for sure. I think the pistol could make a big difference, especially if the Ts are able to take it as well, get their money rolling. They could end this on a heavy scoreline. But if the CTs are able to start things off well, then sure, a little bit different. We can actually see on the screen because you've got to remember that's live. We're on GoTV, so be a little bit careful with the camera angles there, guys.
Yeah, we didn't see that first kill, but I bet the terrorists will pick it up.
Yeah,
and there we are in the piss round 3v3. DSH holding on to the forklift, but going down to Nastia. Riley and Tati still have to hold on to the planted bomb. Riley with one more, but all of a sudden, Shifty and Jinjin will shut it down. So the CTs win the round 9-7. They have the chance to kickstart their own money, but at the same time, Reason managed to plant the bomb. Would you go for a force buy now?
See, with most scenarios, I would almost definitely say no. Because, obviously we see some other forces where you drop an AK or something along those lines. But Reason is so good with the pistols that I wouldn't even say it was that much of a downgrade to their rifles. They are so very good at actually finding those pistol kills that just the surprise factor. And you look what has actually been bought up. Obviously, that's the power of hindsight once again going, well, look, they bought SMGs. But, oh, God, what is that?
Yeah.
I've not heard that
it's
yet.
Shooting blanks. It's like a nail gun.
Yeah. They have a fetish for nail guns, I think, because the Mag 7 as well sounds like a bit of a high-powered nail gun. So, yeah, weird one. But either way, we do see that second round, go to Team Heaven. But Jinjin now on the AWP, but they've got to expect this buy coming. They have to know it's coming, and that's an interesting buy to go forward with. Obviously, the UMPs, we've already mentioned that they're pretty powerful. The P90 of Hellrose has made some big impact so far. The MP7... well, it's a bit of a redundant SMG. A lot of people don't use it anymore. Yeah,
I don't like it that much either. UMP is, in my opinion, better in every aspect. Riley and Shifty will try frag so far. It's everything working out for the CTs, even though they, in theory, have the weaker rifles. And Bloody Elf just puts her down to 19. Now,
what?
She goes down. All right. One-man advantage for the CTs, and I think Shifty has to catch her breath now.
I think she must be surprised that she still survived that one. It would have taken probably one bullet to actually take her down, but it's going to give the advantage over. And the only thing that does have to be mentioned is the fact that they still don't have very good buy. We have that AWP in play. It hasn't had too much of an impact just yet. But there's still the rifles. The only other thing is the Ts only have one smoke left, so they're going to have to just go for these aim duels, and they're not going to be able to clear any positions. Nastia is going to give away her position. That gun is pretty damn loud now, and actually she's sort of trapped in the vents. Luckily the nades are there, and there's the UMP making an impact, but she switches out to a nade. A bit of a mistake from her, but it's still going to be a 3 versus 2 in favor of the CTs. The nades are going to be thrown out. The time is ticking away. Jinjin going to go for the peak, but not quite find it. Kelly will do the same, but the time is ticking so low now. They will have to make this push, and there's Kelly to find a frag. 1 versus 2. It's all down to DSH.
Yeah, she's got 2 CTs to work against. One of them is Jinjin, and she's going for the aggression. 10 seconds on the clock. Didn't work out, but clearing that angle was quite important for her, because otherwise she might have been pushed by that angle. In the end, she comes back to the scene, and Jinjin is there shutting her down.
Yeah, that was the only real problem, though, was the fact that once you cross over, to cross back onto the site, you pretty much have to go through that AWP angle, and, well, we wouldn't expect Jinjin to miss that one. Nice round comes out from Heaven. That was the bonus round. Now they come back with their rifles. Obviously still a P90 in play, but it's not the worst in the world, and you can see the buy coming out from the T side. They don't want to let this go. They want to break that economy back, but the problem is they're coming in with just pistols once again. We've seen them do it before, but look at Jinjin over towards quad. This is where the AWP is very, very powerful. She's already found 3, not going to find the 4th. But a lot of damage done. Actually, T's doing a little bit themselves. A couple of kills for Riley will give her $1,200 into the bank. She's also going to find an M4. Her HP is low, so she pretty much has to hit headshots. And even then, it's not going to be ideal with the M4 in play. The thing she does have is the bomb and the time. So it's not the worst scenario, but still a very, very difficult one. And, well, Kelly
just... homing nade.
That was pretty damn impressive, just finding that kill. But 12-7 now. Money, well, it would have been improved if they'd managed to get the bomb down. Unfortunately, that's not the case, and they are going to have to go for a save.
If they had planted a bomb. So a huge difference there for Reason Gaming. Team Heaven with a very comfortable lead now, with a comfortable buy. Everything's settling. You know, they can lean back and lounge a little bit like JDM does. So, well, Bloody Elf and Jinjin already start off this round. The terrorists just rushed into middle. They're fed up with all the shenanigans. They just want to get it over with. The bomb slipped through to the bomb site, but it's getting shut down there. The nade again.
Yeah, Kelly again. Just this seems to be absolutely perfect with throwing those nades. It wasn't a clean round though, so a nice bit of damage done by the T's. The only problem is they're now running out of rounds. The wiggle room for them going into that upper bracket match is slowly thinning, as we only see 3 rounds needed for the Team Heaven side to take it. Of course, we do have that AWP onto Antica. Again, we've seen it quite a bit on that CT side, but not at all on the T side yet. So we'll see what she can actually do with it. A bit of a misthrown smoke comes out from Hellrose, which will leave her open to this AWP and, in fact, not cover up the main position at all.
Yeah, if we compare the two halves to each other, Reason had the same kind of start like Team Heaven had, but the other way around. Team Heaven started with a good streak, then Reason came back. Now Team Heaven is starting with another 5-round streak in this half. It's Reason's time to come back. Now can they really break the CTs? They have to consistently break them, otherwise the loser bonus is going to be reset. Team Heaven is going to be back on a bye, of course, and the terrorists just have to have 3 to 4 rounds in a row where they can break the CTs and not let them back in the game in that stage. They just have to figure out how to get into those bomb sites. And they're back on the B bomb site with Kelly waiting there for them.
Yeah, Nastia will be the first one to drop, playing over towards the checkers position. It does mean that Kelly is going to be pretty isolated, but we saw her on train. She was very good at finding these frags. The only problem is this time Riley's there to push in. Now the CTs, they're going to have this retake scenario. Hellrose is going to go barreling through. I feel like that was a bit of a misplay just because of the fact that her teammates were nowhere to trade that kill, and now they're actually going to push individually into the site. And unfortunately, that means that there's very little the Shifty can do here. I'm not sure about the economic stance of the team. I feel like they've won a few rounds in a row, so it shouldn't be too bad for them to rebuy into this. And that could actually work in their favor if they're able to reset Reason. But either way, Shifty, well, I feel like it's an unlikely scenario. She still has a kit, Kevlar, M4, a couple of nades. The save may just be as worthwhile in this scenario.
We didn't see any saves on train, did we?
Not that I can think of, no. I think every single time it was just go for it, try and
it
make...
was so close all the time as well.
No, she doesn't have time. She doesn't have time. No, I was scared for a minute, and she's actually just killed herself there. But either way, I like the idea.
But they are laughing. Look at the camera. They're laughing. They're like, oh, well. And then it's worth it. Even though you just lost some money in game, you gain some mindset in real life. Yeah.
That's the reason it's not so funny. They are taking a bit of a hit. They've got that MP7 in play again. The nades really aren't in a particularly good stance at this point of time. And, well, look at the opposition side. We have Molotovs on almost every single player except for DS, who's decided to go for an extra flash. And this is going to leave them with so much to execute onto a site.
Yeah, Reason Gaming with a good chance to claw their way back into the game. It would be a 13-9. The CTs will have to save. And a 13-10. And then you feel the presence already, so the pressure is back up then. DSH already stepping up as well. That is a little bit well, she was quite slow to start in this half. Now they're obviously they kind of have to rely on somebody to step up in those moments, and that should be DSH. Nastia on Tintika, the 4v4 now. CTs have Kelly and her teammate right there on the doorstep to B, and I don't know why Reason is staying at B.
Yeah, this is a very close angle. Obviously, it wasn't checked last time. I feel like Tati seems to have an idea. They're actually going to go for the spray and give away a position. This will allow the push to come in, and they've actually done a hell of a lot of damage here. Actually going to continue to go. This is risky, but it pays off. Kelly finds another frag, and, well, you mentioned DSH. She's found a triple kill in this round and still finds herself in a detrimental scenario. So she's got 30-ish seconds to go. She's going to have to make her way towards A, and I'm not sure. Is she going to try and fake this one out? Could go back towards vents. The only problem is the second you drop into those vents, you make quite a lot of noise, and well, it hasn't been bought so far by the CT side. They're still just waiting on the site. And this may just pay... Oh, no. This could be horrible. She's going to go straight pushing in. The cross is being held. They know exactly where she is. And nice read from Heaven. They didn't over-rotate in that scenario.
Oh, and they're not looking happy anymore. They are face palms. They are feeling the pressure mount. And they realize that this game is on the edge. Yeah. And it's already tipping over to the other team.
Yeah, and they are going to force this one. Both teams having to skimp a little bit, as Kelly is going to be just on a deagle, but well, we haven't actually seen too much deagle play. It's been other pistols coming in. We see the AWP come in onto Antica. Both teams taking a bit of damage from the Molotov, but nothing too detrimental. Tech9 and a UMP in play over onto that T side, so both teams having problems economically, and the winner of this round could take the next couple, because it will be a reset, especially if Reason are able to reset after just a one-round win. The only problem is we're getting very, very close to close time.
Yeah, and that means that Team Heaven can win the map and the match by winning this round. Bloody Elf knows, and she wants to do her very best to keep that from happening. Shifty has a teammate around. Well, I wanted to say Hell Rose around, but she's already down. So Cass's curse back in store. The CTs with two women inside the B bomb site. Well, it's men because the models are still male. So
say players. There you go.
Yeah,
sorted.
2 players inside the B bomb site. Kelly with the 1 deek. So Heaven still has a chance to win this round. Now it gets traded by Antica. A 4v3. Kelly can't connect those deagle shots through the smoke. And the CTs have to figure out what they want to do now.
Yeah, the fact is, as we've said, we haven't seen a save yet. Jinjin will find a frag back into the site, though, and this could be the changing factor that actually makes them think this is worth going for. Yep. Of course, if they can win this one, that would pretty much, as you said, win them the game, although the bomb plant will make it much more possible for Reason to go something here, but it won't matter because it seems like they're cleaning this one up. Jinjin, it's not worth going for this one in this scenario. That AWP can make big plays. We've seen her do it in the past, currently 9-2. On this CT side with a triple kill under her belt and a quad kill on that T side. So I'd say the save is definitely necessary. I'm hoping we won't see any more ninja heroics, especially considering she doesn't have a kit. But yeah, I feel like just run away, save, and come back another day.
Yeah, so Team Heaven can't close it out yet. Reason with a triple kill by Antica. So she's playing a big role again. But it's still, you know, the same. We talked about it yesterday with G2 when they won ECS and they had Shock, Scream, and RPK on point. Now, how long can you expect one individual to win you those rounds by getting triple kills? It's not going to last forever. Somebody has to do something about it. And the best way to keep that from happening is strategy. Have the right executions.
Speaking of strategy, they've actually gone for a force buy in this round, and I am not a fan. I like the AWP. I like that it's still in play. I like that they saved it, but to go all out on this round and risk Reason getting back into the game, that is ridiculous. Yeah. But they clearly feel very confident in their pistol ability. They are going to find that first frag, which will allow them to possibly retrieve a gun, although Riley is watching it like a hawk. She's not going to allow that one to be taken over, but it does mean they have a player advantage. The only problem is they've taken some early damage. Of course, the nades still going to be favoring that T side, and they are just going to be clearing out positions on that B side.
Yeah, for Reason Gaming, it comes down to staying calm, taking their time, checking all the corners, not running in a trap, and that's exactly what they do right now. Now, Jinjin is happened to be on the right bomb side as the terrorists enter there. It's a 5v3, and Jinjin is still around. Now she gets traded, and that is what I said. Slow down, make the CTs make a mistake. DSH about to push through the smoke, goes down to Arrows. She gets traded by Riley. It's a 3v2. The CTs with a man advantage, the woman advantage. Shifty is on the bomb side. She tries to reach out for the orb, but just can't reach it. It's like on a mountain when you try to reach out to the thread, and you can't reach it. Now Shifty with a headshot, and all of a sudden the CTs will shut them down. Team Heaven with a 15.
I'm just going to shut up now, because I say I don't like the buy. They go and win the round with the buy. Big plays coming out. Hellrose again using her aggression to her advantage to find kills with that CZ. They find the first frag, and it seemed like because they lost that frag on A, they just tried to force the issue on B, and it worked wonderfully because they pushed them into the AWP. They were like, okay, we found that frag over the other side. Let's quickly go B. Oh, there's an AWP here. Although it didn't have a huge impact, it just, the fear factor again, and I feel like Reason, they may have shot themselves in the foot rather than the opposition, but here comes the rush. This time the weaker buy is on that T side, but it doesn't seem to be weaker at the moment as we see the first 2 kills going in their favor with a trade from Kelly. But either way, it's going to be that P90 not going to do enough. The pistols will make it count. And now, well, the bomb going to be going down. A nice position from Nastia. Will find one. Actually, Jinjin finds another in return. This could be a nice round. Actually blocked by a teammate there. And Ticker going to be the last one left alive. Jinjin, the 2 AWPers left, but only one of them has an AWP. Molotov could do the damage here. Will she go pushing through the smoke? If she goes through, she doesn't actually need to. She's just going to sit in it. And this leaves the position unknown. This could actually end the round on its own, but we'll see whether or not she'll realize. And Antica finds the headshot.
Wow, what a round again. I mean, it seems like the teams are stronger when they don't have rifles. We already said it. It's ironic, but it works out for them. Maybe because they focus so much more on executing the right way, and they are not as confident, and they have to trust each other more than they trust their aim. So that kind of makes them stick together and stick to the plan more. We saw Hellrose go for that backstab, and it was really unfortunate for her because 2 terrorists popped up, and she switched target mid-spray. So she ended up wounding 2 players instead of killing 1 at least. So that was a little tiny bit. That, you know, those rounds when they go down to a 1v1, that could make all the difference.
Yeah. Here we go. We are back with, well, pretty much Galil's versus Pistols, as there isn't enough money on that T side to properly get themselves rolling. Of course, the CT side, they have forced into this one. They've gone with the pistols once again to try and stop themselves having to actually save, because it doesn't seem to be on the menu for Team Heaven. But either way, in this round, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot they can do. Hellro's going to be waiting to try and find an exit, and I don't know if you call that, but I think it said she was 2-9 in the second half, and I'm pretty sure both of those kills were with a CZ. So has not been performing as she was on the T side. You could see her on the T side being the most influential player in the server, going really aggressive, but Shifty here will be trying to do a little bit of extra damage. It is actually quite reasonable in this scenario because the economy is not too good, but only manages to find 1. Will the bomb take anyone down? Doesn't look like it.
Yeah. So Reason Game is inching forward, getting closer and closer. 4 more rounds to go for them. That means we have Team Heaven hopefully going for a save now. Yeah, I mean, that would be suicidal if they wouldn't. And then having weapons in the next one. So let's play the theory game. I really like that. 12 to 15, then weapons. If they lose this, 13-15, save, then weapons. So 2 weapon rounds.
You're assuming a save, though.
Yeah.
That's your mistake.
Let's see, maximum 2 weapon rounds for the CTs. And this one is none of that, but they deal some damage to the terrorists. A 4v4 coming up. This time Reason is pulling back out, and look at the CT swarming out, following Hellrose in battle. Shifty taking point, Tati with the Galil. She gets traded by Hellrose, but Antica is still there, shutting down the CTs and keeping them from pushing her teammates. The 1v3 now. Jinjin has captured the Galil, but she doesn't have armor.
Yeah, and the thing is, going into that next round, I'm not even sure if they will have enough money to buy. Of course, they don't have much of a loss bonus because it's been so backwards and forwards. Jinjin will find another kill, though, which will leave a little bit of extra damage to be done. Of course, saving this into the next round could actually be more valuable, but of course, if she wins the round, then that's game over. It doesn't matter how their economy stands, but here we go. She has a nade, going to throw that in over towards quad. Not going to do any damage whatsoever, but may strike the fear of God into the heart of Riley. But here we go. Push onto the side. They've got a crossfire scenario. She doesn't have a kit. The chance of her winning this are pretty damn slim. And there we go. She will be taken down. So again, no save. They just don't like to keep weapons.
Yeah.
And while they will just about be able to afford a buy, but no AWP unless it's glass cannon. And nade's still going to be lacking.
Yeah, and I think the lack of the orb is the bigger thing. But they chose to go with the rifle. She had enough money, but she wouldn't have had armor, so maybe that kept her from going for the orb ultimately. Reason Gaming up against that. One of the last rifle rounds we could see here, at least in the regular playing time. And we see some aggression. Finally, we see Team Heaven going for that counter push, the counter boost we already mentioned, but DSH is doing a good job of keeping Nastia over there. She's down to 32. She really needs to watch out. Nades are coming raining in, and look at that. Bloody Elf with the Molotov eventually takes her down. 4v5. The terrorists have to grind down the numbers a little more, and Team Heaven would basically have to save.
And this really could be the sort of turn of events, and Tika is starting to step up with the AWP. Of course, there isn't a response from Jinjin because there isn't an AWP. Her position is given away, but does manage to find the kill. Hellrose with more aggression, finding that frag, and that's going to leave it back to a 3 versus 4. Obviously, Kelly on one side. Jinjin actually pushed up into A main. We'll give her a bit of room, but there goes Hellrose again. Finally starting to wake up in this second half. She picks up a kit, grabbing herself a little bit more utility, and here comes that push on to B again. Kelly is going to be absolutely crucial. I'm hoping she'll stay as passive as possible and stay alive. One-way smoke as well. This could work out very nicely for her. Going to go spraying, not actually find any damage, but there goes the spray doing damage. Finds a kill. It leaves 2 players left alive, and it's been shut down. There we go. That's going to be the end of the game. Team Heaven, they find this one, and they are going to win this series 2-0.
Yeah, so our prediction was right. Congratulations, moving on to the next stage. But of course, Reason is not out yet. They're waiting for the loser of the next match coming up in a few moments is Secret against iSports as well. I think the series here was really close, really entertaining. We saw some desperation moves maybe from both sides at times. Those especially the pistol rounds with 1 or 2 rifles, but they made it work. So really good to see them hug each other and celebrating their win. Reason obviously doesn't have to celebrate anything, and nice hair there, the guy on the left corner. I'd love to get a haircut like that. So some arguing as well, but smiles on the faces, rightfully so. So having a good time here on the stage. Let's see if they can move on against the next team they will play in the upper bracket. Of course, lower bracket is there as well now. Handshake coming up between the teams, so fair play. They hug each other. They know they have played well.
Yeah, no, it was a very, very close series, and both series actually really did hang in the balance. I have to say I'm a little bit disappointed that I changed my prediction down by 1, and because of that I was wrong, which is painful. But either way, I'm getting closer. First time I was 2 rounds away, now I'm only 1 round away. Maybe next time I'll nail it, but I feel like next one's going to be much harder to predict because obviously you've got to favor Team Secret. But the problem there is the fact that I don't know what iSports will have to offer. Obviously, Candy, we've already mentioned her, is a very, very good AWPer. Yeah. But is she as good as what's coming up on the other side? That's the real question. And I feel like that's going to be the most difficult thing that we really have to offer. But we will, of course, be back with that series pretty shortly. I don't think it's going to be too long of a break. Yeah. But half an hour. There you go. Okay, so 30 minutes
break. And big shout out to you guys out there tuning in to the Female Stars Championship brought to you by StarLadder. It's a huge pleasure to cast those games, in my opinion, and we are going to keep you entertained for the rest of the day, so stick around on this channel. We thank you for tuning in. We will go for a small break and be back with Team Secret against iSports.